Alright, so finally I'm vlogging on my R1M.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 8.
This vlog is basically a vlog that I have always wanted to do while I'm on my dream bike. Okay, honestly, this wasn't my dream bike at first, but previously the R1 that I was going for was I think the 2008 model. Is it the 2008 with the twin exhaust? Yeah, that was the one. And then this 1.5 came out. Okay, gonna take it slow here, not gonna rush anything. Yeah, and if you ask me if I prefer this model, the 1.5 model, or I prefer the previous model, of course I will prefer this model lah. And as you can tell, I'm trying to take this bike a little slow here. I really cannot explain the power that is on this bike, man, seriously. So if you are riding the R1 1.5 model or the R1M, this is how it would feel. And if this is your dream bike as well, let me give you a brief, like a pre-ride with me. So let me get on to this bike and my thoughts on this 1.5 R1M. Before I get on further, I'm gonna explain this bike, my review on this bike based on the end user. I'm not a professional technician. It's quite tough for me to go deep into details like the technical part and stuff. So I will just let you know on the end user point of view, like what I feel personally on this bike. So a lot of you know that the R1 is a 1000cc. Sorry, man, I'm enjoying my ride. Oh, woo! I'm enjoying my ride here, so it's a bit tough for me to explain to you as I ride this monster of a thing. So as you're riding this R1, basically you're really leaning forward on this bike. Basically a really track-oriented bike, very aggressive. It took me a while to actually adapt to this position. When I got on this bike, my legs actually cramped up quite a few times. Really, I'm not kidding. Because on a street or road bike, your legs are actually quite comfortable, very upright position. This one, you're lean back and your legs are basically put all the way to the back. Yep, and my head feels like I'm in the front. Like, yeah, it feels like my head is basically in the you know, in the headlights or something. Really in the front. I'm leaning forward a lot. Very easy to overtake cars. Let me show you. If I were to keep my head down, yep, very easy to overtake. If you are not good with your throttle control, I wouldn't suggest you to ride this bike. It's definitely not a beginner's bike. Even for experienced riders, it really boils down to the time you spend on this bike and experience with it before you really get comfortable on this bike. Maneuverability, yeah. It's really scary when you are about to do your U-turns and stuff, because the turn radius of this bike is not a lot, and when you do a full lock on this bike, you will be actually hitting the tank right here. you have to lift your hands upwards so that you can do a proper U-turn. If not, your hands will be hitting on the tank. And while I'm at it, I'm actually on gear 4 right now. I tend to only go up to gear 4 on the highways. I don't really go up to gear 5 or gear 6 for obvious reasons. In gear 1 you can actually pull up to like 70-80 kilometers per hour, but then I believe you can pull more than that on the gear 1. Gear 2 even more, and then by the time you hit 3 or 4 you are already in what they call you're in for trouble, man. And when you're on the low gear, you can really feel the bike trembling, wobbling, like not wobbling, sorry, like trembling. Really, you'll feel like whoa, that kind of feeling, really. Because yeah, for bigger CC bikes you will usually experience that because of the bigger engine capacity and stuff. And when you're going faster speeds, of course, it'll be much smoother. Okay, we got roadworks up ahead. You have to really be careful here, man. Like I said, I'm still getting used to this bike, so I tend to be more careful. I'm not going all reckless on this bike, really. It can be really scary at times, because when it comes to situations where you need to avoid stuff, the maneuverability is very different. Turning the handlebars is I don't know how to explain this, yeah, but it's just very different. Squeezing through cars is I mean, like lane splitting can be a bit scarier as well. You're not in an upright position, you're basically lean forward, so you really have to really be careful here, right here. And for the dashboard, as you can see, as I'm riding, I'm not too sure if my camera can show the dashboard right here. Personally, if you were to compare the Ducati or BMW dashboards, I would think that this R115 model, the dashboard is actually pretty small. You might need extra effort, extra time to actually glance down and then look at which gear you're at or what speed you're at and stuff. And I'm not too sure if it's clear enough to see. If I were to do any brakes and stuff, you can see how much brake I'm actually applying. Currently, I'm also on mode D. There are, like I explained, there's 4 modes on this bike. A all the way to D, A, B, C, D. Whereas D is the slowest power, the slowest mode, or the lessest power. Okay. Going Bradle Road. So I'm on mode D currently. I don't want to go all crazy and go like mode B or A and stuff. I've reset the settings on this bike. The previous owner have did some customized setting on it. I've reset everything. This is basically the stock condition, the default condition of the bike. I thought the modes like the A mode all the way to D mode, I thought it wouldn't make any like a difference, because anyway this bike is pretty powerful. I thought A to D wouldn't like, you wouldn't feel, you know, the change in the power and stuff. But I've rode this bike on the second mode, mode B, and now I'm riding in mode D. Actually there is quite different in power. Like for example, when I whack the throttle at mode D, I can feel that there is some sort of power cut. It's not the same as in the mode delivery, is not the same as in mode A and B. A and B is basically like for race. And talking about checking back like this, it's actually pretty scary on a freaking race bike like this, man. On a road bike, when I turn my head, it's very easy for me to look back, but on this bike, wow, when I check back, yeah, it's a challenge. I would say it's really a challenge. And usually my vlogs are like more relaxed and stuff, but as you can see, as I'm doing this vlog, I'm not really relaxed. I'm trying to focus on the, you know, the handling, my throttle control, checking back, getting used to the position, and then speaking at the same time. I wouldn't advise you to do that unless you are, you know, really passionate like me, or if you are really confident in doing this, in doing so. But yeah, safety, everything, you still have to, you know, still have to be very overtake. You still have to take note of your safety. So this is how it feels like on a R1M. If you are commuting, you can squeeze through the traffic fairly easily because of its very slender, slim, you know, sports bike size and stuff. You see, I can squeeze through, man. Ride height is pretty high, like I explained earlier. Just be very careful. I'm on my tippy toes most of the time. Really tippy toes, man. There you can see, tippy. Then the bike gets pretty hot, especially under this kind of weather. After a long ride, maybe I would say if you are riding this bike for about 20 minutes and above, 20 minutes above, about until your 30-minute mark, you'll feel that this bike is pretty hot. You won't really feel the heat when you're riding because there's wind hitting on you, but you will only feel the heat when you stop the bike and then when you alight from it. Whoa, then you can really feel the heat, baby. Especially in the car park. Whoa, it's so yeah, it's so how to say, humid. And then you know there's the ventilation in the multi-story car park is so bad. Okay, it's good enough, but I mean it's hot. And then with the bike, wow, you can really feel the heat, man. And about the handlebars, as you can see, the handlebars on this bike is very low, very clutch in, and then you know, really sports oriented. I can do a tuck very easily. And most of the time, if you're riding, my body weight is basically on my hands, and then my hands is on the handlebar. So my hands get pretty tired and painful at times, tiring already. But try to relax on a sports bike. If you are too stiff, like when I was riding this bike for the first time, I was very stiff, very scared. I was grabbing the handlebars very tight, very stiff, really. And then my hands get very painful and cramped. You won't be able to change the mode on this bike if you're riding. So, yep. If you want to change the mode, you have to be on a stationary. Oh, I'm supposed to hit you. Okay. Whew, almost missed that exit there, man. Hey, is it here? Oh no, it's not here. Oh shit. I went the wrong way. Okay, U-turn. You see. I'm really afraid of a U-turn like that, man. It's really scary to do a U-turn on this bike, really. As much as I have done so many U-turns on many bikes before, but wow, this bike is really very scary. And I went the wrong way. This is not the place that I'm supposed to go. Talk, then I forget. Oh yeah, about the suspension. Yep. I'm still testing the suspension. Currently the suspension is quite like hard. Cornering wise, I believe you can do much better or much more than what I'm doing right now for cornering. I'm still not confident in my corners on the sports bike. I've tried, but I'm still not, used to it. I believe this bike you can go pretty low. I haven't really put my knee down or elbow down or whatsoever yet. So yep, I will let you know. I will let you guys know maybe soon. Let's hope the Malaysia is free for us to visit again soon. Then I'm able to hit the tracks in Sepang. Yep. And when you are riding this bike, okay, I am at 168 or 169 cm. Yep, not very tall. Cannot even hit 170. If you are going over these humps, try not to stop like on it. If you are stopping on the hump, your bike will be elevated and then your legs won't be able to hit the ground. And then if your legs is suspended, both legs flying, your bike is going to hit the ground, baby. So whenever you go over the humps, do your best. Remember not to stop on it. Try to go over it as just get it over and done with. Don't just stop halfway on the hump. If not, you'll be basically elevated, and then you won't be able to get your grip. Hey. Well, another thing about this bike is that if it comes with the IU original position with the bracket is over here, which is actually blocking the signal lights and your high beam indicator. So a lot of them, they place their IU right here, but because my IU was spoiled, that's why I went to change the IU. So to change the IU, they will require you to put it back to the original position with the bracket on, which is kind of annoying because it really hinders the signal light indicator and the high beam light, so I can't see whether the signal lights are still on or not. So I guess that's why a lot of them, they don't like to put the IU there. Oh, now back to speed. So basically, this bike is more or less MotoGP derived bike. So you can see, so you know there's 4 modes, and you can change, you can actually customize the modes. Like you can see on the screen right now, there's power, there's traction control, there's slide control, and there's other controls, but it's not displayed on the main dash here. So yeah, well, I know this review isn't that comprehensive, I would say. This is just the start of me explaining like how it feels to be actually riding this bike. Well, this bike is basically really, it's really track oriented, man. It's really built for the track. If you are thinking of using this to commute, like day-to-day basis, like what I thought earlier. Previously, I thought of getting this bike like for my daily commuting. Like I was like, yeah, I can buy this bike. I can maybe put a tail back or something to add on to storage space, and then I can ride this bike like an everyday bike. But now that I've ridden this bike for quite some time, actually less than 10 times, I realized that no, man, this is not the bike I want to get. I mean, if I have 2 bikes like what I have now, I have the FZ16, I can still use that bike as a commuter bike. But if you ask me, I want to get this bike just for, I mean, like, if I have only this bike, wow, it will be very tiring, very exhausting, and then it will really, some people might feel that this bike is a really fun bike to ride, but personally I don't think that it will be a very fun ride if you are riding this every single day. This yeah, that's my thoughts on this bike. So yeah, I don't recommend you to own just one of this bike as an everyday bike. No, man. This bike can be a weekend bike, no doubt. You go out with your friends occasionally, maybe 1 week once or twice, you know, show this bike off, enjoy the ride. So squeezing through traffic, some of them, they might want to keep their side mirrors in, but for me, nah. If you keep your side mirrors in, means you are riding fast. Just like what my friend actually told me. I actually asked him like, how do people actually ride with their mirrors closed or without their mirrors, man? I can't do that. I feel safer with mirrors. And yeah, he told me that those who don't need mirrors are the ones who ride fast. That's why they don't have to use mirrors. Which makes sense, because yeah, if you are fast, no cars or motorbikes can overtake you, then what's the point of looking back, right? But no, it's not my thing yet. On the street, I still abide by the street rules. I can't adopt a race pattern, race shift, or race behavior on the road. It's just not my thing. And about fuel consumption on this bike, I don't think I want to go there, man. Fuel consumption on this bike is basically spending money. Well, like any sports bike, I believe this bike, I haven't really tested the fuel consumption like on the full tank and stuff, but I believe this is this bike can go a total of about 150 to 160 kilometers on a full tank. When you get this bike, make sure you are comfortable spending that amount of money on fuel, on maintenance and stuff. Engine oil, you'll need you'll basically need 5 bottles for this bike. It's actually 4.1 liters based on the mechanic. He told me 4.1. He was nice enough to give me charge me at 4 bottles, 0.1. He gave it to me. So yeah, unlike a 2V bike, you only 1 bottle, you need to spend 4 times as much, and the fuel is like half of a Super 4. Yeah, half of a Super 4. parts wise, I believe R1 is you're able to get the parts easily. Japanese bikes, maybe if the workshop doesn't have it, you can pre-order your parts, no problem with that. You don't have to go high and low online to find your spare parts. It's readily available, I would say, but it's gonna be expensive as well. I believe the full fairing on this bike can go full, I would say full fairing of the R1M stock, which is carbon fiber. I believe it can go up to 5 to 6k. So be ready to splurge on that if you are getting a sports bike like this one. It's not gonna be fun in terms of maintenance, really. Someone just told me, hey, if this is your dream bike, it's a once in a lifetime, man, YOLO. You gotta get it means you gotta get it at least once in your life. Then after that, just sell it lah. This bike, when it comes stock, it comes with a Quickshifter. So example, quick shift. If you turn on the quick shift, I'm not using my clutch right now. As you can see, I'm gonna up my gear from 3 to 4. Can you see that? 3 to 4, no clutch. That's a quick shifter for you. It doesn't come with auto-blip though. Auto-blip means it does rev matching for you. That means if I were to downshift on this bike, I will still have to manually rev match and downshift manually. But fortunately for the previous owner, he actually installed an Auto-Blipper on this bike, so I can do quick shifting without the clutch, and I can also down gear auto-blip without the clutch. But when you do auto-blip, when you downshift, you will have to release the gas and then downshift lah. Yeah lah, makes sense lah. If you want to match, if you want to downshift, definitely you are gonna release the gas first. Yeah, you're not gonna increase the speed and then downshift, right? Right? Yeah, correct, right? Yeah. So let's say I'm about to downshift right now. I downshift without the clutch. One more gear, it blips. It goes woo woo without the clutch. So yeah, that's auto blip for you. But it doesn't come stock, like I said. So you will have to install it yourself. So turning in a slow corner like this, you can feel the, I'm at gear 2, I can feel the bike actually like jerking and stuff. So this bike is really meant to do corners on a faster speed. And then quick shift. Quick shifter is damn fun, I tell you. You ought to own one like once in a lifetime, man, if you're a rider. You're gonna shift the gears up without even using the clutch. It's damn fun. Very smooth, very fast response. It removes away that few milliseconds of time upshifting, which is very beneficial for a race, not so much on the road, man. So I'll end my vlog here on the R1M. I hope you like it, and we'll see you probably in the next review if I have one, or just my next vlog. Ultimately, I really do enjoy my ride on this R1M, really. It's scary at first, but tameable afterwards. So yeah, hope you guys like this video review, and subscribe to my channel. Sometimes I will post most of my videos on Instagram, so be sure to follow me on Instagram. Wackijo, same, no different. And yeah, because sometimes I'm really lazy to edit, post video, and then put on YouTube and stuff. Really getting tired already. No, I cannot disappoint my fans. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Ride safe, stay wacky.